Yep, you guessed it. We have another curly girl interview. Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're brand new here, hi! We've been having a whole lot of fun doing curly girl interviews in this season, and the whole point of this series is to be helpful. It's one thing for me to share my knowledge about wavy curly hair with you guys, but sometimes getting a different perspective can be so helpful. And today we are talking to the lovely, the amazing Kelly, Coffee Curly Girl. And yes, this is such a good interview. I'm so excited that you guys are hanging out with us today. Not going to waste much more time. Let's get to the good stuff.
Hey there, Kelly. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Oh my goodness. Your hair is like getting longer every time I see you.
Yeah, pretty darn long now. I want to say it's about to my waist when I'm standing. I'm also only 5'2", so it doesn't take much to get to my waist.
No way. I thought you were taller. I'm 5'1".
Everybody does. I always say I have tall energy, maybe. But
there you go. You're big personality, but like not the normal big personality. That may not be the right words. I'm sorry.
Always exuberant personality, but yeah, so I have tall energy.
I like that. That's cute.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on and wanting to have this curly girl interview. Before we go any further, guys, you need to go follow Kelly. Links in description. Push that little drop down arrow right there. You can see it. It's right there on your screen. Push the button and go to all those links. Follow Kelly everywhere because she's so kind, so sweet, and so much fun.
Oh, thank you.
And an absolute wealth of knowledge. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your hair? Like describe your hair to us.
Okay. So, my hair I've always called horsey hair. And for anybody who has coarse hair, that might feel like a familiar term. My hair is not like yours. You have that really silky, pretty kind of spun silk.
Slippery.
Huh?
My hair's so slippery.
Yeah. That slip. It's definitely got grit even on its best day. It's always got a little bit of grit. I would say it's medium to coarse. I would say it's bleached, obviously. So it's got some old bleach in it. So it's always just got a little bit of a grit. My pattern is definitely like a wavy curly, like that, it gets some curl to it, mostly around my face, but otherwise it's kind of that wild 90s wavy kind of look, which I go for. I purposely break up the clumps. I purposely get my hands in there and mess it up.
So coarser, higher porosity, more on the wavy side hair.
Yep. Yes.
Very
definitely.
Cool.
My hair, when it gets wet, it's glued to my head. It is just soaked.
Instant water absorption.
Yes. Gets stuck.
So why did you start styling your hair wavy curly? Because you had a really cute pixie cut way back in the day.
I did. I have cut my hair, let it grow, cut my hair, let it grow all the time. And I had curly hair as a baby, like Shirley Temple ringlets. And then as I got older, it loosened up. And I think most people will relate to this. I thought I had weird straight hair. Does that make sense? Like, I just thought it was puffy and weird and not cooperative. Also, I grew up in the 90s. I'm a 90s teen. And what was the look? Board straight, like very flat ironed. Kate Moss was on the, catwalk, and it was the whole like heroin chic look. It was like straight hair. Everything was very flat, and I was short, curvy, and big wavy hair.
Yeah.
I would do was twist my hair in a tight bun, wear it up, and not mess with it. And it would just dry really puffy. Well, after I had my son Jack in 2016, I noticed when it was wet right out of the shower, it was waving. And I'm like,
ooh.
Maybe I should do something with this. And it was getting progressively wavier again. And a lot of people have noticed after hormonal changes, birth, their hair changes. So I thought, well, let me look this up. And I started going down the curly girl rabbit hole, as we all do. I start watching videos. I think one of the first things I wound up on was Curly Colleen. I think it was at the time, but she's Curl Maven now.
Oh, okay.
Gabriella. I think her blog was one of the first I found.
So you Googled, what were
Yeah.
you Googling?
I was looking up like how to take care of curls, how to take care of wavy hair, how to style wavy hair. Those were some of my search terms. And there wasn't a lot because this was June of 2018.
Yeah.
And there was only a few content creators at the time. And I feel like it kind of blew up 6 months. I feel like it just, I happened upon it when it was still kind of a baby.
I dipped my toe in May of 2018. And you're right. It's just like, there's so much now.
It got overwhelming. To be completely honest, I didn't really happen upon Lorraine Massey initially. Like I found out later. That's
unusual.
It was people's take on her method and piecing her what the curly girl method was from other people.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That was kind of my journey, how I started that.
So what was, when you started this whole process back in the 2018
store? Not really.
What was the hardest thing about figuring out your hair?
The hardest thing was there was so much advice out there. There were so many people saying, you got to do it this way, or you have to do it this way, or you have to co-wash or whatever. Also, I found that my hair, if anyone who has wavy curly hair and you style your hair, you notice your hair after so many years will start to naturally separate and clump. My hair, because I had been treating it as straight hair, still would all stick together. And that was hard because I didn't know how to create clumps, how to work with that. So when I first started styling, I would have a massive lump of hair that was all caked in gel because I didn't know how to separate it, lift it up off the scalp. So that was probably my biggest challenge at first, was having this big ball of knotted hair.
So what was the aha moment where you went, oh, I do this and boom, big change?
After having to jump in the shower and rewash my hair more than once, I want to say the click came from watching people style upside down, watching videos. I can't tell you specifically who, but just kind of keep watching and going, oh, I need to brush my hair. And also there was the big advice to not use a brush
ever.
I was like, how? Because I have a lot of hair. I have really thick hair, and it's always been on the longer side, and it's heavy. So for me, the advice, don't use a brush. And I held to that for months, and I co-washed for months. That doesn't work for my high porosity hair, that it would weigh it down.
Wow.
It was when I started to go, well, maybe this isn't going to work for my hair type. What can I do that's unique to me? What's going to work for me? And then when I broke the rules is when I found some freedom, because there's a template. Yes, there's a blueprint to follow, but everybody's got a different hair type, what grows out of your head, how it uniquely works. And, you've got to be comfortable with, if this day doesn't work, that's okay. I'll try again next time.
One of the things that you said when you have so much information on your Instagram page, I believe it was either in a live or an IGTV video or something like that. You were talking about how you don't scrunch and scrunch and scrunch and scrunch your hair. You just do one big scrunch and then you let it go. And I'm like, I scrunch my hair for 10 minutes.
Yeah. So if I overly scrunch, I'll notice it, it'll start to break apart and kind of web. So I'll pulse, I'll scrunch up and pulse, but mostly I like to just pull it up, give it one big scrunch and then let it go. And again, that came from experimentation and just playing with it and kind of figuring out, okay, if I keep just going at it, eventually you can cross the line from, wow, that's going to look good, to, oh no, what have you done?
One too many scrunches there.
Yeah.
Maybe 28 different too many scrunches.
Exactly. And I've also had to kind of adopt different things as my hair's gotten longer. You've got more that you're gathering up and more like distance.
So much. You also were experimenting with products and you came up with mousse gel mousse technique, which is a total game changer for so many people. How did you get to mousse gel mousse?
Okay, so I remember it clearly. It was a summer day. So it was July of 2019, I want to say. And it really just came from realizing my hair loved layering. And, dear Liz, honest Liz here, if anyone follows her, had like her 1, 2, 3 gel and people like a thing. And I was like, well, let me try more mousse. I already started it and usually just did a gel thing. And I said, let me see what happens if I go back in with some mousse. And I had one of the best hair days I had ever had. And I was just like, maybe this is a thing. And what I have figured out is it's like this sandwiching technique, but by ending with the mousse, it breaks up some of that heaviness from the gel and gives back the volume.
Yeah.
So you're like setting in the volume, little gel layer, and then giving that volume back.
So you've been doing this for a while now. I'm sure even with 2020 and nobody traveling anywhere, you've been on a trip while wearing your wavy curly hair. And that can be a whole thing in and of itself. What does your travel routine look like now when you go somewhere with your waves and curls?
So different. Before I would pack the diffuser, I would take everything with me.
Silk pillowcase, 4 or 5 different stylers. Yeah.
It would be just everything. Now, my favorite thing to travel with, if I am going to style, is a mousse because it dries fast, gives good definition. And it's not going to weigh my hair down. And I know it's pretty much foolproof for me. And so I will grab like a drugstore mousse. It doesn't have to be anything really expensive. And it just makes my life traveling so much easier. And I don't even worry about the diffuser because I'll just shake my hair back and forth and get some air to it and let it dry. It's so much more effortless. So yeah.
I'm with you. I used to do all the things when I travel. And now I'm like, how little can I get away with?
Or as people who, if you do follow me and have been on my page, I like to part my hair into halves, twist it, kind of do like little Princess Leia buns, or just somehow twist it and let it air dry because then my hair will straighten out. And that's the really cool thing with a looser curl pattern or waves is that you can play with both worlds. You can straighten your hair out a little easier. And I'm not saying it's going to be pin straight like you flat ironed it. It'll loosen out whatever you have.
There may be the odd bend or kink here and there, but it's like totally good enough and passable.
Yeah, it's totally passable. It's a nice break. You can run your hands through it. I always prep when I'm doing that with some sort of oil, a leave-in. So it's nice and pliable and soft, but that's a really lovely way to take a break from styling or braid it or something. So many, I feel like people with wavy hair, they'll lament and say, but it's not curly enough. But it's like the really cool part is that you can straighten it out a little bit easier. And why not embrace that? That's a really cool thing, in my opinion.
I agree. The mindset shift of, I don't have curly hair to, I have versatility. Like, the mind shift is good. I like that.
It's freeing.
It really is.
Yeah.
What is the best piece of advice you would give to someone who just realized that their hair isn't weird, frizzy, straight, but is actually wavy, curly, and they just stumbled into this whole wide, wonderful world of waves and curls?
Biggest piece of advice is do not buy every product. It's not products. It's not a magic thing you're going to find on the shelf. It's really the technique. It's learning your hair. It's practicing your hair, feeling it. There's no gel that's going to make the process go faster. Please save your, I promise you. But if you do want to experiment a little bit, there's so many good drugstore products out there that you can grab, or products that are in a nice low price point. And I think it's, yeah, I just think save your money. You don't have to spend.
What are some of your favorite drugstore products that you point people to?
Oh, I love drugstore products so much. Okay, so this one's going to be interesting because it's in the men's aisle, but it's the best gel ever. It's Harry's gel.
You told me about this. It changed my life. I love that stuff.
And I learned about it from dear Jackie, my main curls, who sings Harry's gel's praise all the time because it is the best. So we're still hoping to get Jackie on Harry's radar because she's told everybody about it. But Harry's is amazing.
Harry's
it's
gel.
hard hold gel. I also really, really love John Frieda curly products, like their mousse. So good.
I've never tried that one. Okay.
It's so good.
I may run to the store today and get it.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's really good. And I love their like dream curl spray. I actually use that in my hair today. It's great on day one for refreshing, keeps everything light and airy, and just gives a little light, like grit, little hold. Oh, a classic gel. The first one I started with, Herbal Essences Totally Twisted gel. $3. You can't go wrong with it. It's just such a basic. It has like 4 ingredients. So those are ones that immediately come to mind for me.
That's awesome. Well, Kelly, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and do this interview. You have been absolutely wonderful. Guys, seriously, go check out Kelly and all of her wealth of knowledge. She's done a fantastic job of organizing information on her Instagram page. Is there anywhere else that people can find you?
So I am on TikTok. I'm not a really good TikToker, but you can come over and laugh at me over there. But that's basically, I do have a YouTube channel, but again, I haven't really posted over there. So maybe if you want to come follow along, maybe it'll encourage me to post more. We'll see. But yeah, Instagram's basically my home.
All right. Well, thanks again, Kelly.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that is it for this video. Don't y'all just love Kelly? Kelly is awesome. Make sure to check out the links in the description. I'm pretty sure I've said that 12 times at this point, but seriously, you won't regret it. And make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell clicked so that you will be notified when our next Curly Girl interview goes live. And as always, I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.